I'm going to talk a little bit about something called PACE. I have 3 children, 2 have chronic illnesses, 1 is a mental health illness, who was in a teen group and I was in a parenting group, and now we both do private therapy. I do therapy for parenting a child with issues, and my child goes to another therapist who he loves. Everything's great, no problem. Things have really changed, everything's going well. But the one thing I learned with my therapist is called PACE. It's P-A-C-E. Playful, accepting, curiosity, and empathy/validation. I'm learning it to parent a teen, but I find it would be invaluable for any relationship and for building a business. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, the playfulness is obvious. It's playing, it's having fun, it's trying to not take everything so seriously. No, some things are serious, but just enjoy it a little more. Now, A for acceptance. I'm going to go through this with examples of parenting, and I'll try to come up with some business examples. Now, acceptance would be accepting what your teen is going through. I don't have behavioral issues much with him, but I know a lot of people do. So you do not have to accept the behavior of the person, but you can accept that this is what they're dealing with. This is what's in their brain. This is what's going on, which for business would be accept where you are right now. Just accept that this is the situation. You may be stuck in something. Well, this is it. So you accept that, but accepting it means you can move else on, right? C for curiosity is always asking questions. So to just say to the teen, how was school today? Well, it was horrible. Well, why? Why? Just keep asking questions. I don't find asking intrusive questions work, but opening up and just asking the question is there. So it's the same with your business. You can be curious about where you are and why you're there and why you aren't where you want to be, because you're accepting any answer you're giving yourself. And then the big one is the empathy/validation. The same thing, you can validate and show empathy, but you don't have to accept the behavior for the parenting part of it. So teen comes home, I got a really bad mark. Okay, well, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened. That's all. Instead of, well, if you had studied more, because then you're judging. I find that teens open up more about that, with that, if you're more accepting and empathetic rather than putting your judgment on them. It just seems so simple, but when I learned this in therapy, it was like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's like when my coach said, just show up with love. No expectations, no judgments, just show up with love. And that changed so much with the parenting. With the business part of it, love your business. Just show up. Don't expect much. Just work and do the actions. And for the empathy and validation, empathize with yourself, and validate that who you are is just good enough and what you're going through is fine. And you don't have to compete with 400 other people. You do you. And it's showing empathy for yourself and showing validation that what you're doing is all you can do and it's good enough. And I hope that kind of helps a little bit in both arenas. It was just one of the most phenomenal things that I went through for a few weeks with the therapist. And it's hard, and it takes a lot of practice about dealing with the teens and figuring out how it will work with the rest of your relationships. But playful acceptance, curiosity, and empathy/validation is amazing communications tool, and it can change a lot of your relationships. And I hope you try it, and I hope it does work for you. And I'd love to know your opinions. If you have any other ideas or any thoughts on the matter, just comment below and let me know. Thanks.